All right. Our quiz today is over a story called The Dishonest Merchant, which is a Romanian legend retold by David Roper. And then you're contrasting that against a poem called Guilty. The first four questions are specifically or strictly from The Dishonest Merchant. 1. Why does the peasant want to meet with the prince? F. To help the merchant find his bag of money. G. Because the merchant implies that the peasant is a thief. H. To convince the prince to let him keep all the merchant's money. J. Because the prince calls for the peasant to appear before him. 2. Which sentence from the story hints that the merchant plans to trick the peasant? A. Each time the merchant came to a crossroads, he told everyone that he would give 100 li to anyone who found the money. B. The merchant trusted no one, so he went aside to count the money. C. To his surprise, all 1,000 coins were still in the bag. D. He wondered how he could get out of his promise and still appear to be fair. Question 3. Which word or words from the paragraph 8 help the reader understand the meaning of the word departed? F. Hope you enjoy your reward. G. Ignored the peasant's words. H. Thank you again. J. Goodbye. Question 4. What is the best summary of the story? A. A peasant finds a bag of money behind a fish market and returns it to a merchant for a reward. The merchant refuses to pay the reward. The peasant goes to the prince and tells his story. The merchant also tells his story. The bag is supposed to have 1,000 coins, but has only 900. The prince listens to both the peasant and the merchant. B. After losing a bag of money, a merchant promises a reward of 100 coins for its return. When the bag is returned by a peasant, the merchant tries to avoid paying the reward by saying the peasant took some of the money. They both go before a Romanian prince. The prince uses the merchant's statements against him to reward the peasant. C. One day, a Romanian prince asks a peasant and a merchant to appear in his chambers to talk about a bag of money. The merchant says the peasant took some money out of the bag. The prince can tell that the merchant is greedy. He holds up the money bag. It is made of leather, just like other money bags. The prince says the bag does not belong to the merchant. D. A merchant travels to Romania, where he loses the bag of money. He says that he will give 100 coins to the person who finds it. A peasant finds the bag and returns it to the merchant. The merchant tells the peasant that the bag is missing the reward money. The peasant says that he did not take any money out of the bag. The prince gives the bag of money to the peasant. Which is the best summary? Questions 5 through 7 are specifically from the poem titled Guilty. 5. Based on the poem, what can the reader conclude about the speaker's past behavior? F. The speaker usually acts in a way that pleases the parents. G. The speaker has tried a similar approach to get out of trouble before. H. The speaker defends the little sister even when she is wrong. J. The speaker has difficulty remembering the family rules. Question 6. Why does the poem begin and end with the same line? A. To emphasize the speaker's feelings about the situation. B. To foreshadow a problem the speaker has. C. To show the frustration of the speaker's family members. D. To highlight a change in the way the speaker feels about the little sister. Question 7. Read these lines from the poem. My father shook his head at me. My mother gave her a hug. These two lines reveal that the speaker's parents, F, can be easily tricked by their children. G, believe they know the truth about what happened. H, are surprised that a cookie is missing. J, are glad to see their children. Questions 8 through 11 take information from both the dishonest merchant and the poem Guilty and compare and contrast the two. Question 8. How are the merchant in The Dishonest Merchant and the speaker in Guilty similar? A. Both of them are disappointed in themselves for what they did. B. Both of them are confused about why they have been punished. C. Both of them try to blame others in order to get what they want. D. Both of them are forced to keep their promises. Question 9. The actions of the prince in the story and the parents in the poem are based on what? F. Fairness. G. Courage. H. Loyalty. Or J. Kindness. Question 10. How is the point of view of the poem different from that of the story? A. Only the poem focuses on the thoughts of just one character. B. Only the poem describes the motivation of a main character. C. Only the poem shows the actions of just one character. Or D. Only the poem explains how each character becomes involved in the situation. 11. How are the prince in the story and the speaker's parents in the poem alike? F. They know the people they speak with. G. They realize who is at fault. H. They find a clever way to solve a problem. J. They are asked to help other people. Next, we're looking at a play called Lights Out. It has two characters, Dexter and Leo. When you're done reading the play, we'll go to the questions. Question 12. Why is Dexter awake during most of the play? F. He is nervous about traveling without his parents. G. He has difficulty falling asleep without his mother reading to him. H. He's anxious about staying with Grandma. J. He is worried about forgetting Mr. Snowball. 13. This play has just one scene because what? A. Only two characters speak. B. The setting is indoors. C. The setting does not change. Or D. No new characters are introduced. 14. Which of these is an important idea explored in this play? F. Taking a trip can be a rewarding experience. G. Children often find comfort in things that are familiar. H. It is sometimes difficult to live far away from grandparents. J. Family members often disagree with each other. 15. The prefix in helps the reader know that the word insincere in paragraph 18 means what? A. Without understanding. B. With careful thought. C. Explaining what is meant. D. Not meaning what is said. Insincere. So you hear the word in on a lot of phrases. Insecure, right? Insubordinate. Ineffective. So again, that prefix, what does it mean? 16. Read paragraph 10. Dexter picks up a stuffed polar bear and strokes its head. Mr. Snowball doesn't like it when you call me a goof. By having Dexter refer to Mr. Snowball's emotions, the playwright is doing what? F. Emphasizing that Leo does not understand Dexter's actions. G. Suggesting that Dexter is quite young. H. Showing that Mr. Snowball used to belong to Leo. Or J. Showing that Dexter is ignoring his brother. 17. Which of these is the best summary of the play? Letter A. Leo is trying to help, but his younger brother Dexter keeps talking to him about a bus trip the boys will be taking the next day. Leo finally reads Dexter his favorite book, and Dexter falls asleep. B. Leo and Dexter are about to go on a bus trip without their mom or dad, and Dexter keeps talking about it. Dexter asks Leo whether he is going to miss a girl who came over to work with him on a science project for school. C. Dexter and Leo have a conversation about missing their mom and how they will take a bus trip to Dallas the next day. Leo says Dexter is too old for bedtime stories, but admits that he used to like the same story himself. D. Dexter, Leo's younger brother, wakes Leo up to ask where they've packed everything and whether they might get lost when they go on a bus trip the next day. Leo tells Dexter that nothing will go wrong. 18. Dexter's lines throughout the play suggest that he what? F. Doesn't think Leo will listen to him. G. Depends on Leo to help him feel secure. H. Does not approve of Leo's friendship with Chloe Barnett. J. Likes to annoy Leo whenever possible. Okay, lastly we have a poem called School Spirit. So go ahead and read the poem. Question 19. What does the first stanza mainly describe? A. When the events take place. B. The main theme of the poem. C. Where the poem is set. D. Why the events are taking place. First stanza. First 4 lines of the poem. Read these lines from the poem. Fountain of sparks fills the air, and... The poet most likely describes the sparks as a fountain to help readers imagine what? A. The way the sparks look like spray from a fountain. Yes. B. The way the sparks feel cool and refreshing. C. The way people gather around like they would around a fountain. D. The way the sparks make a sound like running water. 21. Who is the speaker most likely describing as heroes in red? A. Firefighters. B. Teachers. C. Football players. D. School mascots. '23. The speaker compares the chanting crowd to a choir to suggest that the crowd A. Are chanting to music. B. Sound loud. C. Work together well. Or D. Feel excited. Last question. Which feature of each stanza most affects how the poem sounds when it reads? A. Where the line breaks are. B. Where commas are placed. C. How sounds are repeated. Or D. How rhyming words are used.